I hope you can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first, what are we supposed to do first? The first step, what is it?
Draw a line, horizontal line vertically.
Horizontal and vertical lines, right? Perpendicular to each other. Am I right? One horizontal and one vertical line intersecting lines. And the point of intersection will be named A. As I said before, you can name it according to your preference. Okay. So what is the next step? Can be anything, right? You can just mark the full length. You can just mark neck depth, neck width, anything. Okay. It's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. It's just fine. So now we can either mark the full length or we can just mark the neck depth. Now we are going to mark neck depth, B. And I'm going to mark it, name it B. Okay. So A, B is what? A to B is equal to neck depth. A to B is neck depth. Okay. The next thing I'm going to mark is, so here at this stage, I have marked A to B, that is neck depth. And if you want, you can just extend this line B vertically extend this line B. And the next thing I'm gonna mark is neck width, and I'm gonna name it C. So A to C is neck width. Okay, A to C is neck width. Again, I'm gonna extend this line, point C down. And now here I got another point of intersection. Now, with the help of a French curve, we will just shape it. We will just mark the neckline. Okay, now we got our neck part. We got the neckline. Okay, now what are we gonna do? Now we have our neck depth, right? That is this measurement. How much depth we want, neck depth. And from the neck depth, just calculate the measurement till waist. So that is our center front length. Nape to waist measurement. Nape to waist measurement, or you can just take A to D, that is full length. So next we are going to mark center front length or nape to waist measurement. We are going to mark nape to waist measurement. So that is point D. So A to D is equal to full length or center front length. B to D is what? Nape to waist measurement, or just AD minus BA. Or we can just say that AD minus AB. So that is BD. Okay. Now we have point D. We can just extend this line D. Just extend this line horizontally. No need to take any accurate measurement or anything. So what are we going to do next? We can possibly mark anything, right? Whichever measurement is possible, we can just mark it. Now we are going to mark our across shoulder measurement. Half of across shoulder. That is A to E. Across shoulder plus 1/8 inches. That is A to E. So what is A to E? So we were at point E. What is A to E? A to E is half of across shoulder plus 1/8 inches. Okay. So that is E, point E or A to E. Now we can just extend this point E down vertically. We can just extend it down. Okay. No measurements required, just extend it down. Now, what is the next step? What can be the next step?
Chest around.
Chest around, yes, chest around can be marked. So for marking chest around, we need check chest depth, right? So we should know from where, from point A, how much deep the chest part is, right? For marking chest around, we need to know that measurement. Yes. Okay. So now what are we going to do is like, which is the widest part in the upper torso region, which is the widest part? Which is the widest part? Hello? I want you to tell me which is the widest part. Whether it is shoulder, whether it is chest, whether it is waist, whether it is bust, whether it is armhole, which is the widest part?
Bust.
Bust, yes. So, bust will be measured around, like bust around. So 1/4 of bust around plus 2/8 inches. So ED to F. We are going to mark a point F on this line D. So to find point F, the measurement is what? Bust around plus 2 by 8 inches. 1 by 4th of bust around plus 2 by 8 inches. So that is point F. Okay, so that is point F. Now you can just extend this point F vertically upward. No need of any measurement, just extend this line, this point F vertically upward. Okay. So that is point F, that is D to F. Now we have point D, point E and on. So the next thing we're going to mark is shoulder slope. Okay. Shoulder slope. That is point G on line E. Okay, we're going to mark a point G on line E. So, shoulder slope. How can we measure shoulder slope? We learned two methods. One was in the first class. We can just take a 1.5 inches down. We can just mark 1.5 inches down on that line, E line. Or we can just measure shoulder slope from shoulder at tip till waist at center front. Okay, so till that we can measure shoulder slope. So here, yes. So there is a line E. So from D, this point is called waist at center front. Okay, so from this point to line D, we're gonna draw a line. Okay, with a line. Okay, a line with that measurement that we took from the bodies or from our body. So here we got a point and we're gonna name that point G. Okay. And now we are going to join C and point G. Now we have our shoulder slope. Okay. Now we have our shoulder slope. And now what all things can we mark? Now we are going to mark bust depth. Okay, bust depth. We are going to mark our bust point on that shoulder slope line. That is D to G, right? We draw a line DG to mark shoulder slope. And on that line, we are going to mark what? We are going to mark our bust point. Or in another way, in another method, we can just divide the center front line into chest depth measurement. Okay, chest depth measurement and then bust depth. We can mark bust depth measurement, and from this point, shoulder tip to bust, we can just calculate bust depth or bust point, and we can just calculate bust span. And based on that, we can just mark bust point on bust line. Other than that, we can just mark our bust depth on shoulder slope line, that is DG. In this case, it is DG. On DG line, we can mark bust depth. Mark on, and that will be marked on this. Okay, that can be marked on this. And you can just extend the point, whatever it is. You can name it I, J, H, anything. So I'm just gonna name it H. Okay. And I'm gonna just extend the point H. Okay, now I extended this point H. So now there is an intersection at center front. And I'm gonna name it I. Okay, and I'm gonna name it I. And this line, point H, I can even extend it vertically. Okay, I can even extend it vertically. And what I can just mark a 5 by 8 inches down on it. Or we can just leave it there. So I just extended the line H, point H downwards. Okay, so we have these many points. And now what can be done here? In order to get the chest around region or chest point, just divide B and I into 2. Okay, just take half of BI. So half of BI will be J, point J. That is midpoint of BI. That will be the chest area. Okay. J. And I'm gonna draw a line from point J, a vertical line. Okay, a vertical line from point J. So any doubts? So can you just show me your drawings? Okay. Okay. Yes, okay, okay, good. Good, cool. No doubts, right? Any doubts? Any doubts so far? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So why are we leaving those 2 by 8 inches, 1 by 8 inches, 1 inch, 2 inch there? For ease. Okay, for ease, we are leaving all these measurements. Okay. Everything good? No doubts? Okay. So now what all we have? What all are left now? So now we need to mark chest around, right? We have extended this line called J, and now we need to mark our chest around measurement. So while taking chest around measurement, it is a whole measurement. So we need to divide it by 4. We need to divide it by 4, then add 2 by 8 inches to it. So we will be marking a point K on this line J. So JK will be 1 by 4th of chest around, 1 by 4th of chest around plus 2 by 8 inches. Okay, 1 by 4th of chest around plus 2 by 8 inches. And a point K will be marked on line J. Okay. Now what all things can we mark? What all things are left now? So LM, that is how JK is marked. And the next thing is front dart placement. Okay. The next thing that we're going to mark is front dart placement. So how will we know where we should place the dart? How will we know that? Okay. Now, this is the center front line and this is the princess line. So in this body form, this is the center front. This is the princess line. Okay. So the dart should be on princess line. The dart should be on princess line. Okay. The dart should come on princess line. So how can we measure the dart point of dart placement? Just measure from center front to princess line. Okay, princess line at waist. So center front at waist to princess line at waist. So this is the dart placement. This is how we can find dart placement. Okay. Princess line at the waist to center front. So it can be 2.5 inches or 3 inches, depends on the body form, size of the body form. So just mark it. Yes. And we can just mark it L. Yes, L. We can just mark the point, dart placement point L. And from L, Mark 3 by 6 inch. That's a very small distance. Okay, 3 by 6 inch down the point L and mark it L1. You can just extend the point L down. Okay. You can just extend the point L down and you can just mark 3 by 16 inch down. Okay. And mark the point L1. And just extend this. Okay. Now what we're going to do is like new strap measurement. New strap measurement is shoulder tip to side seam. Okay. New strap measurement is shoulder tip to side seam at waist measurement. Side seam. Side seam. Which side should I show you? Side seam is this. Okay. There will be a side stitch. If you check your garment, there will be a side stitch. Okay. Right. That is side seam. So side seam at waist. Side seam at waist. Waist part. Just pinch it. Just pinch over there. Then there is your neck. Right. So neck. Shoulder at neck. A shoulder line will be there. So shoulder at neck to side seam at waist. That is new strap measurement. Okay. So that is new strap measurement. So if we check here, from here to this line, this F line, we will mark another point, M. A point M on this F line. This F line, we will mark new strap measurement. That is shoulder tip to, shoulder at neck to side seam at waist. So we are gonna mark it. Okay. And we can just mark it M. Plus, so new strap plus 1 by 8 inches. That is point M. So C to M is equal to new strap plus 1 by 8 inches. That is point M. And from point M, just extend this point M. Okay, just extend this point M. Just like we used to do. Just extend this point M vertically and mark a point M1, which is 7 by 8 inches, a small distance, 7 by 8 inches. That is M1. We can just mark it M1. Okay. We can just mark it M1. So, from point M, this is point M. Okay. This is point M. So, waist to armhole. That is side seam measurement. Okay. Waist. If you are wearing a t-shirt, hem. end of that t-shirt till armhole. You can see where the side seam ends. If you check, you can see where the sleeve is getting attached, sleeve is starting, and where your side seam is ending. Okay. If you check, you will just know. Are you getting it? So that is the side seam distance. Okay. Side seam distance. So armhole point till waist. Side seam measurement. Now, from point, we know side seam at waist point, that is M. From M, we are marking another point N, that is our side seam length. So that will be marked on this line F. So here I'm gonna mark a point N. So that is MN. MN will be what? Side seam measurement. Okay, side seam measurement. Side seam measurement. And from this N, from this point N, we will again draw a vertical. We will extend this point N. Okay. And on this point N, on this line N, we will mark another point called N1, which is 4 by 8 inches inside. This is N1. Okay. This is N1. And now we are going to join all these points N1 and M1. Now we are going to join point N1 and M1. Okay. Is that clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? You can ask anything. If you have any doubt, just ask me.
Ma'am, M to N is side seam, right?
M to N. Yes, M to N is side seam measurement. So, with the side seam measurement, we will get the point N on line F, right? We will get this point. And from that point, we will mark a point N1 inside, which is 4 by 8 inches apart from point N. Then we will join N1 and M1.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you explain the L and L1?
L and L1. Okay, so what is point L? Point L is this one. Okay. Point L is this one. So let me show you one thing. Okay.